Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Chimmel, the GOAT of ring announcers. And you're listening to the Marks Podcast on YouTube.
Where y'all been?
What?
Where y'all been?
What do you mean where we've been? What?
I'm sitting here waiting for y'all for like an hour.
Yeah, right.
For an hour.
Yeah,
But just wait. He was in parts unknown.
No, I wasn't. Anyway, welcome to the Marks Podcast. I'm Dan, joined as always by the man with a plan, Gerard Millette, and we can't call him the kid. He is our modern day Jaharaja, Jacob Jacoby.
Oh yeah.
And whoever said I had a plan?
Just shut the fuck up and just, you know what? Fucking, did y'all like that image I sent y'all? The rocket ship?
I mean, the rocket ship was great. It just looks like, Gerard's holding on to me in a very, weird position. I don't want,
First of all,
I don't ever want Gerard behind me.
Hey, let him Jacob drive anything. It's a scary thought.
Do you have a picture of that?
For real. Let him
So before y'all fucking start freaking out, calm the fuck down. I'm watching the UFC while I'm also fucking doing other things. I was watching this chick named Tracy. That is tonight, but I was watching a girl named Tracy Cortez. Fucking, she's a bad little fucking chick, man.
I haven't checked it out yet. I know I get because now I have Paramount Plus. I get all the free shit. So,
but with Paramount, I'm sorry. I mean, we're never going to get sponsored by Paramount, but that is a horrible fucking platform. It's always going down, and all I want to do is watch fucking Dutton Ranch. That's all I'm trying to do.
Hey, listen. Dutton Ranch is great. I've watched the season finale. We could do it. Dan, let's start.
We're going to Mexico.
Podcast. Yeah, let's start a Dutton Ranch podcast. Let's do it. I'd be down. But the season finale was great. I watch Paramount because specifically now they've ported over BET Plus. Now they've merged into one. Now I can watch the Miss Pat show. If you've ever seen that show, it's great. Watch the Miss Pat show on Paramount Plus. It's the best sitcom I've ever seen in my whole life.
Hey, but you got a royalty thing that we don't know about for the remote Paramount Plus?
Hey, it's great. They got BET Plus. You can watch the TLC biopic that they made.
Did you just say BET Plus?
BET Plus, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's merged. You can watch the TLC biopic they made. They made a biopic about New Edition. This is how great wrestling is right now. We can talk about that. We'll talk about New Edition.
Well, speaking of wrestling,
you got it. Oh shit, that looks beautiful. Y'all will check out. Yeah, from the people that brought you the Hector virus image. This is the new Marks image we're putting out. I think it looks good. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that branding.
I just want those forearms.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been that buff, and I'll never be that buff. So, that's great. That it makes me look fucking. It's the only image ever that's going to make me look badass. So, I support it.
The image that image actually came. The idea for that image actually came from a Tony Storm, fucking T-shirt on AEW.com or AEW shop of her with Mia Shirakawa, the love bombs. But anyway, speaking of AEW, we got some fucking changes to talk about.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Time out.
What?
We had Monday Night Raw first.
Okay, so we talk about WWE everything. Okay, speaking of which, guess who's going to AEW in September and has the VIP package? We're going to be in the second row. We get a meal voucher. And we get to take photos with the belts.
I'm begging you to bring a Marks Podcast sign with you.
We are going to bring
how much does that set you back? Because
what are you talking about? He got the tickets
before the Ticketmaster shit. You want to tell them or no?
Before Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Ticketmaster and the insurance.
Yeah. But do we tell them before Ticketmaster or after Ticketmaster?
Before. Well, it doesn't really matter.
So before Ticketmaster, it was like $500 a ticket.
$420.
$420 a ticket.
That's not
That-
bad. honestly.
That's okay, but that's second row, and that's for
Yeah.
a Collision and Dynamite and VIP. So we get to meet wrestlers and take pictures with photos with the belts and a bunch of other jazz.
And 40
All right. Well, if you get to
And
meet
$40 in food.
Aubrey Edwards.
And we're talking to Gerard. This is the plan, and I need your help on this one, Jacob. I need your help. I'm gonna if we meet Aubrey, I'm gonna say, look, we run a podcast. It's look, we're not trying to be not trying to be fucking any kind of like journalist or shit talking commentators. It's called the Mark Podcast, for God's sake. I have a guy in there who you completely changed his way of thinking when he met you. And his name is Jacoby, wonderful guy. On the other hand, I have a cynical old senile bastard on our channel who hates your guts because you wear a referee shirt, and so does he. So I would like you to just send a lovely message to him. His name is Gerard Mullet. And just let him know that that you're not a horrible person, that you're the sweetest person in the world. It's you and Jessica Carr for me as far as referees, and I'm done.
Oh, Jessica Carr, man. But if you guys are going, it's got to be
Bronco
you gotta-
Lubitsch
you gotta-
and Neil Patrick.
Yep.
Say that
You
again.
gotta say hi to,
Jacob.
You gotta say hi to Aubrey Edwards. You gotta say hi to who else is out there? Fucking you see Josh Matthews. I know Josh Matthews is a producer. I saw him.
Get a pic.
Dude, I
get a
saw
photo
him.
with the dapper
He
yapper.
was at the AW show I was at too. I saw him walking around. I was like, that was fucking Josh Matthews. I wanted
Look, brother,
to yell.
if I can get a photo of Will Ospreay, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I know you'd love Will Ospreay.
Man, I do though. I know you. I know that y'all are like not with me on, but you like Swerve, right? You like Swerve
I
Strickland.
love Swerve, but Will Ospreay, he's just he's a stupid idiot, bruv. He doesn't.
But did you? Okay, so what did you feel about their match
intelligent, bruv?
at Forbidden Door? How'd you feel about their match?
With Ospreay and Swerve?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great match. But, like, again, this is like, I've been a fan of Swerve since CZW. When he was the CZW Wired champion back in.
You mean extremely crappy wrestling? You mean that fucking Warzone bullshit? The
The
fucking
Outlaw fucking Mud Show.
outlaw
but, like-
mud show they call wrestling?
Yeah, like, I've been a fan. Again, a lot of people, like MJF, a lot of people forget this shit. MJF started in CZW. MJF was with the Swerve Stricklands. And
With Tits,
like,
he was there with Tits McGee, his wife now.
Yeah, Tits McGee from Whore Island. And, they, like, Swerve Strickland was the best wired.
It's when Swerve had Shaka Khan. Ain't nobody. Mm-mm.
He really should keep it. That should have never not been his theme song.
Dan,
Yeah,
that
I know
song
we
was
get
out before you were even born.
So I can't like good music, Mr. Okay, Mr.
That's from
Fucking
the-
everything.
that's from the
Hold
movie.
on.
That's from
Hold
the
on.
movie Breaking, and I ain't
Yeah.
told that.
Okay, and Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo. Really?
Boogaloo.
You're gonna try to fuck with me? Don't fuck with me, old man. Don't play with me. Your Hawaiian shirt, trying to look like Tommy Vercetti. Jesus. Hold on. And you're the guy who you're the guy who tries to steal my music. Okay? Don't even say and talk like we might as well buy him a fake ass 10-gallon hat because everything with him is George Strait.
What?
Well, okay, so if we're talking about Swerve, the match with Swerve and Will was great. That's what I love about matches like that because it's completely divided the whole fucking wrestling community. People thought this is the LOL, this is the worst match I've ever seen. Just had a stroke, sorry. This is the worst match I've ever seen, like from one side, and then the other side was saying this is the best match AEW has ever made.
So we're okay from a wrestling standpoint. You and I think, agree on most things as far as wrestling. Like you and I like a good New Japan for me and you, and then AAA. I think they have excellent matches. I understand that you and I may disagree on the the promo side of things and stuff like that, but that's why I love having you, Jacob, because we don't always agree on everything. Where me and Gerard disagree on everything, you and I at least meet halfway. From a wrestling standpoint,
this match specifically, like, again, these guys they've worked together for a long time. And Gerard's going to sleep. We're talking about, again, I remember when these two faced off on What Culture Pro Wrestling. It was in 2017, and these motherfuckers were dancing to Uptown Funk and doing the shuffle and battle rapping each other, and it was fucking stupid then to other people. I thought it was great, but then they went back to
other people thought it was stupid. I thought it was great.
It was stupid, Yeah.
My hair's growing as you're talking. Can you hurry up?
But either way, it was a good match. Now, Will Ospreay, now it sounds really dumb every time he talks. You know, I got done and I was creaming my English jeans all over her, bruv. And then I went back to work, bruv. So that's stupid as fuck from Will
How did
Ospreay.
Vince Russo become Cockney? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. My fucking
Bruv.
accent's not going good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Gerard doesn't have a fucking aneurysm over there. We got to talk about Monday, and so the setup was this: you have Cody Rhodes show up, you have Nick Aldis out there, and all of a sudden here comes Gunther, and like the outcome of it was Cody got his face kicked into a fucking door and he was out. But you know, you got to have the savior from Chicago. Fucking CM Punk shows up, and he ends up beating Sammy after 9 days. Now, there's a lot of outcry, and people are pissed off. In fact, there's speculation that it was Sammy that gave fucking Punk the black eye backstage.
Really?
Look, man, this is fucking rumors and shit. But what, like, truly, what do y'all think? Gerard, we and him have been talking. I'll go to you. What do you think about CM Punk beating Sammy? And do you think what do you think they hot shotted it? What do you think?
First of all, I got to say, I hope Garth Brooks comes to Boston and get tickets for that. Red Sox beating the Mets today. Sorry, Chimmel. Again.
We love you, Tony.
Okay.
I don't care what Gerard says. We love you.
Happy birthday, Sami Zayn. Okay. Sami Zayn is not the face of your company. I don't give a crap how many people want to put it in such a way. The win was 3 years past due. He should have won it 3 years ago in Montreal, which I'm sorry. If he wins it 3 years ago in Montreal, he carries it for a year just on the good terms alone. Sami Zayn is a hell of a wrestler. He's not a world champion. And I don't care what people say. He's not a world champion. Okay? But he is a hell of a wrestler.
Well, see, okay, so, and I agree and disagree. It's a tale of two Zayns for me, though. And go back to NXT, and let's talk about that match you had.
Two Zanes.
Let's go back to NXT, Jacob. Let's take a fucking trip back. Antonio Cesaro comes down to NXT, has one of the best matches I've ever seen him in with
That's
Sami
a name
Zayn.
I haven't heard. I forgot that was his fucking name, Antonio Cesaro.
But you remember that match, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then Sammy also has that killer fucking match with Kevin, right? And then finally he has the match with Nakamura where they were literally screaming, "Fight forever." Right? That was like, I think
One of the best, and I don't care who you are, I don't care what you say, like, oh, NXT is not WWE. That is the best WWE match that in the last probably 10 years.
I would argue that, or I would argue any of the three Gargano fucking Ciampa matches.
Yeah, no, those
I'll
are
tell
up
you
there.
what. Mercedes Moné versus Bailey in
Yeah.
NXT was probably Mercedes Moné's best match.
No, there's no doubt about it. In
There's
Boston,
no probably. There's no
at the
probably
Barclays
there.
Center,
It
yeah,
is her best
that was her best match.
Yeah, best match
Yeah,
ever.
just the emotion. You can watch that. I put that and we've talked about that on this show. I will put the Bailey versus Sasha Banks match at Barclay up against fucking Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle. That's how good and how much of the build was for
and
that.
That's a match that you can put on to someone. Hey, you don't know about professional wrestling? Here's a fucking match.
There you go.
There you go.
But see, there was every aspect of that match, from the promo and how they talked about, the four horsewomen and how everybody has passed up Bailey, and like they played I'll never forget it. I got a little emotional because it was right after Dusty had passed away, and you have this moment where he goes, "I'm here, stop in." You have Bailey's song, and it surely slows the little inflatable guys going down.
Wait, how does Bailey's song go again?
It's whatever, the old song, the old song, and it shows the wacky inflatable Bailey buddies going like deflating, and they're basically saying, "You're never going to make it. You're this and that." And how many times has she tried? Becky's got called up, Charlotte got called up, Mercedes has got called up, and like you're just stuck down here.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Think about it. It's been over 10 years since that's happened.
I know.
It's incredible.
Just because that and we're fucking dumbasses still watching this shit.
Well, yeah, no. Now we're at.
But anyway, back to what I was saying. But Sammy,
what are we doing now?
So, but the Sammy we're getting now, we've talked about this before. Like, my biggest issue with Darby Allin is his size, right? My biggest issue with someone like Jack Perry is, in my opinion, is his fucking attitude and his size. Something about Sammy doesn't look the same. You know, when he had the short hair and the beard, and he was like, when he challenged John Cena for the United States title all those years ago, he looked like a guy who could be a world champion. And then something happened when he became like the Cuban communist look with the fucking military fatigues and the hat, and he started losing to Johnny Knoxville, which again was an entertaining match.
Dan, Jacob, Sami Zayn tried to become Daniel Bryan.
I don't know if I agree with
that.
that.
And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that.
Okay.
Okay? He was a hot ticket. He tried to capitalize on that hot ticket and lost. Daniel Bryan cashed in on his hot ticket moment.
But that's not Sammy's fault.
Different circumstances.
No, what I'm saying is the fact of what I'm saying. Right place, wrong time.
Oh no, I would agree, but you had to know.
But my thing with Sami Zayn is this: he's never recovered from 3 years ago.
But that's not his fault. Okay,
yes, it is.
How?
Guess what? No, I'm going to tell you why. Kofi Kingston, when he did it, Daniel Bryan, when he did it, there's certain guys that can keep carrying it.
No.
Well,
no. What happened is
listen, they're way too focused on the bloodline for that fucking.
And that's what I was going to get at. With Jacob's right. So the fact of the matter is this. Hold on. At that point in time, they were so indoctrinated to fucking having Roman carry it over for another year.
Yeah.
They were, and the Cody story had to continue. This had nothing.
I'm with Gerard on this.
They should have in Montreal at fucking what was it? What was it? No Way Out. What was it?
Yeah, Elimination Chamber.
No,
same thing.
Elimination Chamber.
Same thing. They call it No Escape in Germany because they can't talk about chambers.
Listen, in all fairness, you cannot.
That's how funny it's true. I'm just stating
you cannot sit there and tell me that guy's political beliefs has not held him back.
I think you're reaching for that. No one cares about that with him.
No, nobody. Listen, his political beliefs, because of where he says he's from, or his heritage, I honestly believe in a certain manner it's held him back. Now, being from
I think you're full of shit. You know what? I'll just
listen. All right, we're getting to a territory.
I know what you're talking about. I'm not fucking dumb.
Yeah. So here's what it is. If they really cared about what Gerard is talking about, they would have hold off to Sammy win the title at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, so and that's what I'm saying. I think ultimately that's where we're going to get a payoff for him. I still think that at Saudi Arabia, WrestleMania, I think he'll win the belt.
But you've already done that. You've already let him win.
I agree. You've already had him win the belt in Saudi. It's not going to get the great reaction it's going to get that they thought. I think they rushed something here. Something got rushed. I don't know if Sammy winning the belt got rushed.
What matters is this. Sami Zayn can honestly say, which is something we never thought was going to happen, Sammy actually won a world title.
I'm glad.
And good on him. And Karrion Kross was like, finally,
Karrion Kross got fucking sacrificed for this to happen. So it kind of sucks because,
we'll see how it plays out. But what it tells me is this. There's a desperation there, in my opinion, on WWE. You have arguably your two hottest guys as champion. Wow. So you have Roman on one end. You have CM Punk on the other end. Okay. I don't.
That crown jewel match is coming. That crown jewel.
But what I'm saying is, I'm sorry. SummerSlam is not interesting to me because you have Roman going against Rollins for the umpteenth time. You have Cody and Punk, and everybody's talking about how this is and I'm not as big a WWE fan anymore. I still watch the product. There's some things I do like, but Gerard, you're a WWE fan. Jacob, you're a WWE fan. Sell me on Cody versus fucking Punk.
Before we go into that, Jacob, you know what? I'm going to go back a little while. I sent you both something this week saying it was the 30th anniversary of what? The NWO creation.
Your coronary surgery?
It was the creation of the NWO 30 years ago, a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with somebody in 30 years. Think about it. This goes for the AEW.
He had a conversation with somebody, and they said, "Who are you?" and leave me alone.
No. WWE, AEW, TNA. One of these companies, let's just put it this way, is a Goldberg away. The NWO will never be created, but you can have another Goldberg.
No.
Listen to me. The problem is right now where we're at. You can't have that other Goldberg because of backstage politics. Everything's on the internet nowadays. Okay? And from all the reports, the boys in the back are playing politics all over again.
What do you mean what do you mean by you can't have a Goldberg?
What I mean by a Goldberg, you can't have a Goldberg, okay? Goldberg, when he first came on the scene, he actually lost his first match to Hugh Morris.
No, he didn't.
But then they put on this, he's going on this 100-win streak or whatever.
He didn't lose his first match to Hugh Morris.
Yes, he did lose his first match.
No, he did not.
It was a dark match at a house show, if you look at it.
Okay, so that doesn't count.
Yes, it does count. Oh, wait a minute, doesn't count.
Don't count.
No, because was it no? Because
he lost his first match, but then he went on a.
Okay, well, Kane lost his first matches when he came.
Correct.
In,
hey, if you lose,
but
your
those
first
are dark
matches.
Game, those don't count.
If you lose your first football game, then win 17 in a row.
No, listen to me. That was a dark match that wasn't televised, right? So the reason why Goldberg was such a big deal is his first match was Goldberg came out of obscurity. Oh my God. And speared Hugh Morris and went on this fucking unbelievable run, right? That was the whole gimmick. It wasn't that, he lost his first match, but he went on to be a world champion.
They never
What did Bobby, your favorite person in the world to fucking commentate say? Bobby Heenan. It's the first man to ever win the world title and be undefeated. It's the first time it ever happened. That's what Bobby Heenan said, right? Because that's the story they were pushing.
They acknowledged the first match. But you know what? Just because they didn't acknowledge it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
But not okay. So in kayfabe, in storyline, it did not happen. Goldberg was undefeated. The undefeated monster Goldberg.
Just like Jade Cargill was undefeated too.
Yes. Okay. Great. I don't think a Goldberg's going to fix this situation. I think good wrestling and decent promos and decent fucking.
I'm glad you said it because I'm going to tell you this right now. In the mid '90s, WWF WWF was on a absolute downfall because why? They had good matches. They had good matches, but you know what they didn't have? Not a fucking person who could talk in the mic.
They had the Mountie. That's what they had.
No, they had nobody who could talk in the mic. Nobody who could sell their shows, but they actually had good wrestling matches. You know what WCW got? Entertainment is what WCW got, and that's what flipped the script. So WCW did not have better wrestling. WCW had better.
The NWA, the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard. I can't stand him, but the Raging Bull, fucking Rick Rude, all these guys in the NWA were better fucking wrestlers than anything WWE provided. They didn't have in the 80s, moving on. Then Jim Crockett Promotions got bought out by Ted Turner, and they started putting on fucking dumb shit like Ding Dongs and fucking all that other bullshit. Jim Herd and the guys that came through in the 90s.
In the late 80s and early 90s, WWF took off because all the guys coming from the territories, the vignettes they were doing and stuff like that, caught people's attention. It wasn't the wrestling in the ring, because I'll tell you this right now. WCW, World Class Championship, had better wrestling in the ring. But
yes,
WWF...
But they had more flash. They had a goofy motherfucker that had weird face paint that ran around and looked exhausted and could only wrestle 5 minutes afterwards. They had a guy who was crazy. He's cocky. He's cool. Fucking, you're fucking jumpsuit wearing fucking Elvis impersonator. They had fucking characters, and after a while, that wasn't a character. That was a real motherfucker, man. You can talk all you want. Macho Man was a macho man.
Abrams
taking
selling
the 2026 right now.
cookies.
I'm saying it's taking the 2026 right now. Okay, what we're witnessing right now is the mid 90s without the NWO, your Goldbergs, your Austin. That's what we're witnessing right now.
For what? For which company?
I think all across the board.
Because I would argue that there is
Give me
your
Goldberg for fucking.
Sir, I don't give a fuck about a Goldberg. You're talking about a lack of NWO, a lack of a stable that's running the world, sir. I will have you take a seat, and you will pay homage to the greatest stable. I would argue the greatest family in wrestling today, the Don Callis family.
Oh, wait a minute. A guy who's WWF.
I'd rather blow my brains out than be a part of the fucking Don Callis family.
Hold on. Even Trips likes Don Callis.
I
Oh,
don't.
you
I
Don Callis, man.
Happy Sammy Hogan lost the belt.
All right, now listen. Listen, I can't sit here and act like Don Callis doesn't have charisma, doesn't have,
He's the modern. Look. He's the modern. We were talking about it. Me and Gerard were talking about it. He's the modern day Bobby Heenan.
Oh.
As far as character.
No, he's the modern day fucking Mr. Potato Head. I don't know what the fuck he is. It's like, dude, listen. As Don Callis, it's great. This faction, I love the concept of it. It's fucking funny. It's great that it has 25 members. But the fact that Don Callis, he should have some money, right? He should have a lot of money saved up. He can't get polygrip. He can't get anything to glue his fucking teeth in. Because every time he cuts a promo now, his fucking teeth slip out. Now, again, I'm not going to shit on someone for having fake teeth. Again, my teeth are shitty. Look at my teeth. They suck balls. So, it sucks, but did Don invite you to the family as well? Hey, Chayton, shut up, all right?
That's not cubics. That's Jacoby. Watch your mouth.
Yeah. Shut up, Chayton. You got people doxing your address on you, so don't
shut the fuck up.
Got people doxing your fucking past address.
Hold on, hear me out. The next Marks. The next Marks image that's going to go on a shirt is going to be a Don Callis inspired image of myself, Jacoby, and Gerard playing volleyball.
Well, next time I'm going to show up with a ball. I'm going to show up with a bald cap. I'm going to show up with a bald cap and red sunglasses with a big scar.
Hear me out. Hear me out, okay?
Where's my tennis racket? Hold on.
Hear me out. I love the Don Callis character. He is a fucking slimy.
Let's get polygrip, dude. That's all he needs. He just needs to glue his teeth.
So polygrip, and he sold you. Okay, great. I'm happy with that. Okay. What I'm saying is.
Oh, that's a part of his character. His teeth fall.
No. What I'm going to say is, as a character, can you not enjoy?
Don Callis family.
Do you not enjoy Don Callis as a character?
No. He sucks. No.
How you know?
How you know?
You know?
We talk about that. That's fucking great. Again, it took Andrade getting coked out of WWE to come up with this character. And again, I call it like I see it, motherfucker. But it's this.
How you know?
How you know? Terrible.
But he speaks to you and me. That fucking machismo, fucking Hispanic bullshit.
Listen, on paper, I should love this. I should really, but I just everything I read about Andrade. Okay.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
The time I got to meet Andrade. The time I got to see Andrade.
Jacoby, listen to me, okay? Listen to me. when he was sitting back after blowing up
What is
Brian
this,
Cage
Dr.
and
Libre?
holding the
What?
most ridiculous
Nacho.
detonator.
I'm telling you.
I'm
This
telling
is
you,
for
calm
real.
down. Listen to it's puero. It's puero.
This is for real.
We're gonna make money on this deal, Jacoby. Listen to me. He's holding this oversized 1980s fucking detonator after blowing up Brian Cage. Looks him dead in the face and goes, "How you know?"
Yeah. Andrade developed eagle powers because, someone came to Don Callis, came to Andrade and said, Don Callis, he possessed eagle eggs. You could become the greatest fighter who ever lived. And then Andrade cracked open the egg and jumped into the, and that's what we're dealing with, Andrade has his eagle powers. He's using his eagle powers.
His eagle powers.
So
here, they make the best corn in the city.
Yeah.
Over there, we get the Deo Chiefs, and that is a crazy lady.
That's a crazy lady.
We point out Gerard when we say that.
Now the children, they like you.
Remember when he could fit in one hand?
A signature from you.
Yeah.
And
A signature, maybe autograph.
autograph. Take it easy.
The hero of the Mexican people.
I have no idea who that is, Chayton. You know what we're talking about. We're talking about. We've never had a guy.
No, but
channel.
like Andrade is literally he's one step coming out there being like, "Hey, take it easy."
I thought Roddy Piper was the hero of the Mexican people. With the playing
You shut your whore mouth right now.
Oh, I thought they were selling corn on the side.
Did you get it?
That's not Samba Simba. That's Tony Atlas.
You what?
Thank you. We had a bot on Twitch.
Oh, we got a bot.
Okay, so again, as we do on this show, we got off topic.
Yep, go ahead.
Back to the WWE and SummerSlam, and I'm going to ask you, Gerard, because you're the WWE fan. If I'm the AEW guy, you're the WWE guy, and Jacoby is the perfect middleman. So I'm going to ask you, Gerard, as the WWE fan, are you excited about SummerSlam? And I'm talking about Roman versus Seth, or Cody versus fucking Punk. And again, I don't think Cody versus Punk is as big a deal as everybody else is, but that's because I'm more of an AEW fan. I don't get it.
And the honestly, Anderson, is I got to say this. The journey that they're going to take us on to SummerSlam, I'm more looking forward to what they're setting up for after SummerSlam, if that makes sense. If at the end of SummerSlam, you look at the journey and say, that's it, that's bad.
Well, can we agree that we've been chasing our tail with WWE for a fucking good minute now? Like, we've been waiting for something, right? I mean, you and I both.
I'll put it like this, and I hope you can understand what I'm saying this.
I probably won't, but I'll try.
Vince McMahon booking 2.0 under Triple H, because we have everybody but Vince McMahon still there. It's almost like he had a script for 5 years, and they're following that script for 5 years, shoving shit down our throats that we don't want to see, but that's where they're putting us. The only caveat to that is, under Vince, we would never gotten CM Punk back.
We did, though.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Vince was still in.
No, wait a minute. No, Vince was not still in charge of Vince when CM Punk.
No, because Punk even talked about it on Ariel Helwani's show. He came out and he had seen Vince, and Vince says, "We got to catch up." It was when Vince was going to the gym, and Punk was they caught, but they were still good. Vince signed off on Punk coming back.
What I'm saying is,
pal.
Who was supposed to have been in Punk's slot if he didn't come back? Who was supposed to have been there? But it seems to me like
doesn't matter.
No, yes, it does, because who was supposed to have been there that Punk is now filling that slot? Because I'll tell you this right now.
Who? Then who was supposed to fill that slot?
That's what I'm asking. Who was supposed
Nobody,
to
because it was supposed to be Punk.
Punk confirmed that he was gonna sign in 2019 when he did the backstage situation.
Exactly. Okay, and Chayton, you're a WWE fan more than you're an AEW fan, I would argue, right? I would say Chayton really is a hardcore WWE fan. You said you're looking forward to Cody and Punk. I'm not even looking forward to Brock and Oba. I don't. They fell off.
Today is Brock Lesnar's 49th birthday. He's 49 years
still
old.
Kick all three of our asses at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Hey, kid, you wouldn't even put up a fight.
I would not even try. Fuck that, man.
Hey,
I need an elephant gun.
We're caring more about this Brock and Oba shit more than Brock is caring right now, because Brock is chilling. He's cooking some tomahawk steaks right now on his fucking deck. He's not even training for his match. Right? He doesn't give a shit. Like, we're caring more about this match than Brock is. You know what I mean? So I think people have this narrative that Brock doesn't give a shit. Brock's not a wrestling fan. Again, if Brock didn't give a shit about elevating Oba more, he wouldn't come back to do this shit.
No, and I'm with you on that, but I just fucking you are doing a show. Don't choke on your meat.
All right, yeah, no, his bland ass, chicken that he put on the barbecue.
That's actually steak.
That's that's some yellow fucking steak.
No.
Yeah, I'm like
that's impossible meat right there.
Oh, it was edible.
Oh, that's bad.
Very edible, and I didn't choke on it.
But what I'm getting at is, like, look, I'm glad that Brock's doing him and doing the solid. I think, in all honesty, we've been advocating for Brock since everything. Even when Brock was accused of all the bullshit, we have been one of the few fucking channels that have advocated for Brock. I don't give a fuck what people say. He's a human being, and if he likes to piss on people, he likes to piss on people. That's his own fucking thing. Never proven, but still. Man. But here's my issue. I don't care. When you had Brock beat Oba in the second match, and yes, it was through some chicanery, great. But then when you have Jay fucking Uso actually put up a fight against Oba Femi,
it really fucked up. Yeah.
You might as well went in there and pissed in his fucking mouth, because
really fucking.
So you're telling me the guy that ran through Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, basically put him on the shelf for retirement, just struggled with Jay fucking Uso, and this is not a knock at Jay Uso. Look, Jay Uso can probably do it more than I could ever do in the fucking ring. Great, good on you. But the fact is, if you want, make it make sense, right? Let's make it fucking make sense.
Yep.
That's something I say all the time. Make it
sense.
But
I look back on it like when Jay Uso was ascending to his fucking, when the Yeet Mania happened, I was like, okay, we're not putting Paul, we wouldn't put Paul London in the main event. Now, I love Paul London, and Paul London's probably a fucking great wrestler, like a better wrestler than Jay Uso's ever had been. But we're not putting Paul London in the main event. We're not putting fucking, I don't know, put a fucking we're not putting
Barry Horowitz. Barry Horowitz.
Yeah. We're not putting, the Killer Bees. We're not putting B. Brian Blair in the main event.
We're not going to put the Mulkey brothers in the fucking main event, even though they were in one main event.
But again, B. Brian Blair would have been great in the main event, back in the 80s, if they
what I'm saying is, okay, and I'm not blaming anybody. This is a critique because I'm a fucking fan. I'm allowed to make a fucking critique. It's their fucking business. I was watching some of the Jeff Jarrett interview with Ariel Helwani. Again, I'm not the biggest Ariel Helwani fan, but it was very well done. And listening to Ariel and Jeff talk.
Is that in the dark side of the ring?
No, it's just Ariel Helwani doing fucking podcast. But Jeff is like, I'm not here. I'm not going to judge TKO. I can disagree, but he goes, they're answering to Wall Street. He said, Ari Emanuel.
Oh, good Lord.
Answers
Please
to
do
Wall
not put
Street.
that house of chain chat. Oh, my God.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Ari Emanuel answers to Wall Street.
It's coming, Shane. Come on.
He said Tony Khan answers to Tony Khan. And when Vince was in charge, Vince answered to Vince. Yes, Vince had fucking... even when the company was traded publicly, Vince answered to Vince. You can't argue that since the Netflix deal, fucking WWE's been printing money. But I feel like TKO is going to try to find an exit strategy because they don't know wrestling. They got something because they thought it was a good deal, and they're going to make their money. And as soon as they make their money, they're going to split. I don't see TKO. I don't see fucking.
I would
Endeavor.
agree with you if they didn't if UFC wasn't already in that bundle. You know, I would agree with you in that regard. But like, they're not gonna cut ties. Like Endeavor's not gonna do that unless something big happens.
I think that they're using the
unless
WWE.
Triple H is shitting on people. Like, then that's the thing.
I think the WWE for TKO is a way to recoup the losses that they're getting from fucking UFC.
Well, Dan, let's think about this.
Mm.
What are they getting? What money are they getting from NBC? What money are they getting from Netflix? Okay.
Oh, they're making money hand over fist with that.
And the money they're getting from ESPN. In all realms of reality, that's $1 billion a year from those three without selling one freaking ticket. They don't have to sell one ticket to get $1 billion a year. Okay. And when you don't have to sell one ticket to make that kind of money, you know what you become? Sellouts. You sold out to the networks.
But you fucking support these sellouts.
All you gotta do is look what NBCU just did to get. Wait a minute. NBCU just dictated that they wanted that guy right there, the guy on the left, the guy holding the title belt. They wanted him as the Friday Night SmackDown champion.
And that's great, Gerard, but you're also forgetting one thing, that you changed the subject again and didn't give me an answer. What about SummerSlam are you excited for?
I already put my hands up and went.
All right, so
I'm not. Hey, wait a minute. I said I'm not looking forward to SummerSlam right now. I'm looking forward to the after effects. If the after effects suck,
then what? You're going to wait for the next after effect?
No.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I don't know where they go, because I'll tell you this right now.
But okay. Hey, Jacob, you grew up in the same era of wrestling that a lot of people grew up with, the John Cena era, and they were as far as a fan for me, maybe not for you because I know that you were a John Cena fan, but for me, we were like, when is the next guy going to show up? We were we held on to hope that somebody would finally put an end to the Cena era. So we're drifting back into that of WWE. We're waiting for something, anything. We thought we had it with Jacob Fatu. We thought we had it, with fucking Roman and the Bloodline and everything else. But it's all gotten stale. And I would argue that after Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns, everything went downhill.
Yeah. I mean, well, you're asking me if there's anyone who's going to be the next, Cena or the next Roman or the next.
How about we don't? Okay, so what made, and I just thought about this right now.
There's not going to be anyone who's going to be the face of WWE. I'm glad that they're pushing Oba kind of in that direction, and that's great but there's also pushing someone too fast, too strong. But
we're
coming from a Vince era. A lot of people don't realize Vince was shoved down our fucking throats for years. He wasn't in creative. Now we're in a situation where Vince hasn't been involved in creative directly for fucking years.
Yeah, but they're going to blame Vince because his son-in-law is Triple H, and I would argue that Triple H has a better mind for booking. We don't know what the mindset is, right?
Well, and now you see where it became with Undertaker and Triple A, what's going on. But
all of that's Undertaker, because remember, Pete Dunne is the one who booked the fucking Grande Americano match. This just hit me. This idea just hit me, and I'm wondering if you'll agree with me or not. There was a difference, right? And what a lot of us would call the greatest period in wrestling was the Attitude Era. To this day, we still talk about from 96 to about 2000, right? That was oh my God, that was the Attitude Era, right? We didn't have just one guy. Now, people will argue that it was the Stone Cold era, but really was it? Because we had Steve Austin, but we had The Rock, but we had Mankind, but we had the feud McMahon, but we had Triple H in the mix. But we had The Undertaker and the Ministry of Darkness. We had so many fucking turns and twists. It wasn't about one guy holding the title. Because if you look back, right? If you really look back, Steve Austin didn't hold the title. He would get it for a short period of time, and then he would get screwed out of it, and it would be the fight to get it back. Where
health had nothing to do with that, though, because I'll tell you this right now. Where would Stone Cold have been without the incident with Owen Hart?
What the fuck does that have to do with shit when I'm talking about them as world champion?
I'm telling you what it has to do with. He could only wrestle to his abilities because the power guy from Owen Hart that went wrong.
Great, okay, and I get that, but what I'm talking about is that era.
And him walking out the door because of the Brock Lesnar situation.
Okay. Gerard kind of has a point with this because,
did it cut his career short? Yes. Yes, it did.
Say Stone Cold doesn't get injured. He doesn't get dropped on his head. The power drive goes the way it does. Jake the Snake is probably, because again, Jake the Snake was fucking drunk on fucking goofballs and grass. So, as they said in Semi-Pro in 2009.
That was a year and a half later.
Yeah. So he was like, he's not going to quote shit out the Bible, or maybe he does. I don't know.
No, because the Jake the Snake stuff happened before.
A year and a half before.
No, but I'm saying, and this night specifically, does he come back? Does Jake the Snake quote fucking shit out the Bible? And Austin, in his delirium state, says, "Oh, Austin."
No, okay. So Owen Hart happened well after that. No.
Think about it. King of the Ring, 1996. SummerSlam, 1997. You're talking 15 months.
I'm saying if Owen doesn't drop Austin on his head, does Austin do Austin 316? I don't.
That's what I'm saying. That Owen dropped him on his head after Jake. It happened well after Jake.
Exactly.
Okay. So what I'm getting at is this.
Where Austin 316 happened was 1996. Owen was SummerSlam of 1997.
What I'm getting at is yes, it did. It shortened his career, and that's a fact. That's just. But it wasn't just the neck; it was him living hard, living fast. He even said his drinking got really bad at that point. All that.
Well, that was just in the ring.
Yeah.
But then we transitioned, and again, the Attitude Era was whatever. But then we got to the point where we had Brock Lesnar running Ruckshot, and after Brock had beaten The Rock, he went on to do great things. Him and Undertaker in the Hell in the Cell was a great match. And he lost the belt to Big Show. Ultimately, it got back to him getting – they were doing good booking, right? Listen to me when I say this. They were doing great booking having Brock Lesnar against Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. Okay? So when Brock left, right – you have Eddie Guerrero as champion. We're still not in the Cena era. We're still doing good business. JBL, a great fucking heel. No, everything's great.
We had the Cena era. We didn't have the Cena as champion era.
That's what I'm saying.
Remember,
I will interrupt with this.
We had the master of thugonomics.
But what I'm saying is he wasn't Super Cena yet. He was John Cena, and everything was great, and everything was good.
I will interrupt with this, though. Who was Brock about to feud with before he dropped the title? It was one person, Hardcore Holly. And they tried to push, a feud between the two. And I will say, I still have one of the oldest action figures I ever had. It's right here. It's an old school. Hardcore Holly
action figure? You have a Hardcore Holly action figure.
It's the oldest action figure I own. Legitimately. And it's a prototype. They didn't even put any of the print on the trunks. Look at that face.
Jesus.
Sorry to say, you know who that looks like?
He looks like Gerard.
It looks like
Gerard. We got Gerard's first official action figure right here.
What I'm getting at is that we didn't know who the champion was going to be. The heels were being championed longer, and it was always about the face trying to get there. Oh, shit, that's the Mastodon Vader. That's a good one. I like that.
That's Dan in his younger days.
Sorry, I'm a fucking nerd. I have a shit ton.
But hear me out. Hear me out. I'm really thinking about this right now. Okay, we had a really good run, even after Steve Austin left, and The Rock had kind of split for Hollywood. Brock had a great run. The match with The Undertaker was good at No Mercy in the Hell in a Cell. He ended up losing it to the Big Show when Heyman turned on him. Eventually Kurt Angle, I think, beat the Big Show, and then Brock against Kurt at WrestleMania, where the infamous shooting star press, he almost broke his fucking neck. Got the belt back, was still doing good work, turned heel. It was still good because we didn't, the champions weren't overstaying its welcome. The fuck is that?
So it's an old school Mark Henry.
Oh, well, shit.
That's also from
Hey, by the
2004.
way, just because House
They didn't release Mark Henry with a singlet. They released it like this.
Just because he mentioned it, the Jeff Hardy figure, I gotta say today is the anniversary of Matt Hardy, Edge, and Lita on Monday Night Raw.
Are you
I'm
done?
like, wow, 2005.
Okay, I will say I wasn't allowed to watch Raw on that moment because I was 4 years old. Yeah, it was.
But, okay, hold on. This is the same topic we talked about last week about as far as Lita and fucking Gerard was trying to defend the company for forcing a woman to have a live sex celebration.
Wait a minute.
That was last week.
She became. Wait a minute. Hold on. You're going to sit there and defend Lita because Matt Hardy was out injured, so she decided to bunkhouse with Edge.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you.
Aw.
That's adorable. I'm talking about you, Gerard Millette, trying to sign off on a company trying to force a woman to have a live sex show.
What was different from her doing it in her private life?
She said she didn't want to do it.
Oh, but she jumped right into bed with Adam Copeland as soon as Matt Hardy got on the shelf, though.
That has nothing to do with
Right,
what.
so let's put. Oh, wait a minute. So we want to take the real life drama and put it on TV. Oh, I'm okay with that.
Fuck that. That has not. No. You're forcing someone to perform a sex show on television who doesn't feel comfortable with it, or she's going to lose her job.
Oh, but wait a minute. But what she does in her real life is basically the same thing they want her to do on TV. Oh, wait.
That's her fucking personal life, ass.
But at least she's getting paid to do it on TV. In her real life,
please be the voice of reason here. Please, I'm begging you to please educate this man because he doesn't listen, and I'm hoping that
I do listen, and you know what my problem is? Okay, here's my problem. She acted like a hoe in real life.
That's none of your fucking bit. Wow, really? Really? You're just gonna really? The fact is, so you have no right to criticize someone.
It's just like Tammy Sidge with Chris Candido and stuff like that. She's
okay
at everybody, but no, Chris is supposed to just sit there and watch.
What the fuck does that have to do with what we're talking about, you nut job?
You're giving Lita the pass, okay? You're giving Amy Dumas the pass for technically using her assets.
Who gives a fuck about her personal life? Are you that okay? You Young and the Restless, fucking guiding light ass, fucking soap opera drama queen. Do you need to? Her personal life is so important to you, all right, that you need to worry about her personal life with Matt Hardy, and that should attribute to what she has to do at work.
What I'm saying is what happened 21 years ago. Okay, before the internet stuff, before kayfabe really got into the internet stuff. Guess what? It didn't seem like it was. You know what? Somebody said, "Hey, it doesn't seem like it's bothering you so much to where you're not doing it for free." Well, we'll pay you to do the same thing.
She said she didn't want to do it.
In front of how many millions of people? Like, if she and Edge are going to do whatever off screen in their private life, that's their private life. But forcing someone to publicly.
I don't think Adam Cole had a problem with it, though.
This is the problem I have with you, Gerard. You're trying to justify anything that those evil people did.
No, I'm not justifying it. I'm not. I'm saying to you like this, okay? What she comes out after the fact and says, how do we know in 2005 that's exactly what she meant?
Because John Cena and Edge both said that they tried to advocate against and tell Vince, she doesn't want to do this. We don't want her to do it.
Did they say it at the time, or did they say it 10 years after the fact?
You're the one who did that documentary. Will you please? Just
No, I'm just asking you.
At the time before it aired, they advocated to cut it and not have it. I will say that Cena's involvement is only alleged by her. He has never come out and confirmed or denied what he said. But she has said before it aired, before they filmed it, they both went and said no. And Vince said she's doing it or she can walk.
your buddy, Vinnie Mac.
Hey, here's a question for you.
Oh, don't you? Nope, I'm not. No, we're not. No, fucking cut, stop, drop. That's it. No, you're not gonna fucking turn this shit around.
No, you're right. Because
Yeah.
you know what? You know what's
I'm
funny?
usually right.
Hey, you know what's funny is then I read this story about the Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett and Karen Angle and stuff like that, and I'm like,
Which I told you last week. That Karen didn't do shit wrong. That Dixie was a fucking piece of shit, and she's just like your favorite guy, Vinnie Mac.
No. How about how Jeff is calling her to try to work it out with Kurt?
Yes.
And she's like, this guy, this is a hell of a man and stuff like that. And then a couple months goes by, and she gives Jeff Jarrett a call and then they turn into friend, and then they turn into yada yada yada. And I'm like,
Kurt was already seeing other people.
Right.
But go on.
Kurt's already seen other people.
Yeah,
So she's like,
motherfucker.
I'll pick up the phone and I'll call Jeff and just see where it goes. My thing about this is all this. Who gives a rat's monkey doo-doo?
Clearly you do, because you're saying that, well, she was cheating around with Matt Hardy, so he put all her shit out there.
I guarantee you in the past week, you've probably looked up so much shit about the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding.
I don't give a damn about that.
Just like I don't. I don't care who's sleeping with who. I don't.
I'm gonna do a court stenographer real quick, and we're gonna go back real quick. You're gonna just stop for a second. You're gonna stop because in the last 15 minutes, has been your stance. We were talking about the bullshit that goes on. You brought up, you said it's been 10 years since or 20 years since the Edge Lita shit. Great, okay, cool. Since they debuted on Raw, whatever, which turned into the live sex show. And I said, your fucking boy Vince McMahon forced a woman to perform that act against her fucking will with threats to her job. No, we're not done yet.
No, like
he said, whoa, motherfucker! I swear to God, with against her will. And what did you say? Well, she was a hoe in the back. Might as well get paid for it. What the fuck is wrong? And now you're trying to turn and every fucking thing you're like, well, Tammy Sitch did this. Well, Tammy Sitch also killed a man, and now she's going to serve life in fucking prison. Your fucking arguments are ridiculous. You understand that, right? And we're all all I wanted to talk about was AEW and Kenny Omega and MJF. I want to talk about CM Punk.
Let's go.
We can't do that because you're a madman.
No, I'm not.
I just want to say that one of the other storylines that Lita was subjected to was being essayed by Kane, getting pregnant by him, turning on him, and then siding with him when she got knocked to the ground and allegedly lost the baby. So
it wasn't my fault. Gene Snitsky.
Who was supposed to be pregnant?
Lita was apparently pregnant with Kane's baby. Gene Snitsky hit him with a chair. But that's giving the people what they want, right? That gives you
solo cubics while this is going on. Yes, I can.
we also have to talk about Charlotte and Becky.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Whenever Gerard is ready and Cubics is ready to come back, put away the figures, Cubics.
I've enjoyed the puppet show. Mom, Dad, stop fighting. That's how it feels right now. You're welcome, Chase.
All right. Well, now every time you guys fight, I'm gonna have to pull these out. Like
I was gonna say it came across
Okay.
very
Hey,
child
do you have a
note.
female one?
I don't
have a female. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Trips, I would like you to talk and discuss. Put that away, Jacob. Put it away. I would like you to discuss the Becky Lynch. I'm going to try to do this as calmly as possible. I would like you to bring up the Becky Lynch and the Charlotte fucking thing that came up. And then, you know what? We'll let we'll have Jacob take over the floor.
What
And
Becky?
he will shut the fuck up, Gerard. I swear to God.
I just
We'll have Jacob.
He's reaching for the
We'll have
fingers.
Jacob speak his mind, And then perhaps me and Gerard will chime in. Go ahead, dear.
So I believe it was the latest episode of Unreal. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's what it is, where they talked about the beef. But I don't know what the rest of the episode was, but the portion I saw was the destruction of the friendship between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte pinpointed when that happened. And I have a video. We're going to get flagged for it, but I think it's necessary. Right? Can y'all see that?
I will implore WWE not to flag you.
Thank you.
When she used my breast on the tweet.
I'm sorry, that's not funny.
Like, I've had body image issues my whole life. And if anyone knows how hard I worked, it's her. I felt used, like, as a friend.
And admittedly, I went too far on like social media and that kind of stuff, but I was trying to make it as real as possible. I wanted the crowd to care as much as they possibly could. But sometimes I can go a bit far. People can get very upset at me.
Shut your face, you dope! You plastic face dope!
You plastic face dope.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was gonna say that.
All right.
So she made calling me plastic and the fans body shaming me cool. When she used
Okay. All right. Well, again, I can, far be it from me to be a dick on this show. But again, I'm not gonna ever claim to, it's a very touchy subject for women like that. Like, when you have to do breast augmentations and you have to, again, Charlotte doesn't look anything like she used to me as a viewer. But again, I'm not gonna fucking, again, like that's kind of fucked up to say,
Hold on. To be fair, aren't you the guy who used to call her Rick with tits?
Okay, Rick with tits aside, I do think, if you're friends with someone, you know what I mean?
I'm not, again, so as much as I fuck with Gerard.
Again, if I had a testoplasty, if I fucking, made my testicles bigger, and I told you not to share that with people, and you go and throw that in my face, I'd be like, well, why the fuck did Dan talk about my big testes,
I gotta say this, and both of you, I hope you hear this. Coming from a guy who actually paid for his ex-wives, I will say this. It should be a body shaming thing for women if they want to make their bodies better.
Jesus Christ.
Okay?
Well, no, he comes again, again, I'm not a woman.
I'm not talking shit, but see how
Gerard... No, what I'm saying is, so 3 months later, we got divorced. But, that's besides the point. But I'm saying is the fact
Gerard said he paid for her boob job because he wanted to make her better.
She got more self-confident because of it. And we ended up...
Gerard basically equates... Hold on. Gerard basically equates a boob job to taking mileage off a vehicle. That's basically what I'm getting from Gerard.
Hold on. No. It's something that made herself more secure with her own body. And when women do that to make themselves more secure with their own body, who are we? Listen, we as men...
Yeah, we're three men talking about this.
Listen, we as men have no right to tell...
You go, girl.
No, we have no right to tell any woman what to do with her body, right? Because...
You tell them.
How many men will do whatever they want to their body and women can't say shit? But what? Because a woman does what she wants to her body, now men all of us... Listen, I'll tell you this right now. I don't know about you two. I ain't carrying a baby in my body for 9 months.
Yeah, you tell him. You roar, girl. You let him know, Gerard.
I'm not doing
Here's the thing, though. No, I mean, Gerard has a point because, again, we can't really be commenting on this fucking thing.
Wait a minute, Jacob, I can. I grew up with
four. We can, but
I grew up with 4 older sisters, and my fourth,
me too.
Yeah, we're 5 years apart from.
Yeah, Chase, you believe in life after love, Gerard.
Okay.
You do it. You go.
And I'm saying this right now. When all
so
four,
y'all both got to say your piece on that shit.
When all four of them would be on their monthly at the same time, it was hell for me. Hell.
Listen to me. I'm going to tell you this right now. Okay, so you two got a chance to speak, and I'll admit I have I'm not. We have talked about Raquel Rodriguez plenty of times, right? When I talk about Raquel Rodriguez, I talk about her being in shape, not just in physical shape, because she looks, she carries herself like she's slow. I'm talking. I don't give a fuck if she gets a boob job.
I will say this. I don't mean to interrupt you. That's a woman that's gone through a lot. Like she had.
I agree. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
But I look at someone like Charlotte, and I'll be honest. I have had my opinions. I've laughed at fucking Jacob when he said Rick with tits a few times.
I think she looks better now than she ever has before.
Okay, great. But that's what I'm saying. Jacob made a very valid fucking point. If he went and got a fucking nut job and got his fucking balls to be bigger or tightened up the fucking skin so it was smooth like a fucking hammock, great. That's his fucking thing. But then if I come up here and I make fun of his beanbag, then I'm a dick. So to hear that your friend, again, these are the 4 horsewomen, right? The 4 horsewomen of fucking NXT. So this is one of your best friends, and you come out and you're calling on live television, being a fucking, and I'll say you being a fucking cunt and saying plastic fucking face and all this shit. I'd be a little fucking pissed off.
Well, and it just like you could tell like that hurt Charlotte. Like again, you can go off about like, oh, all these WWE shows, they're scripted to a certain degree, but it's like you could tell like in Charlotte when she's talking about it, like
Dan, you mentioned it before.
Yeah,
one of the greatest performers of all time. She said it. She has said it herself. It costs a lot of money to look this cheap, and you know what? If that's what a woman has to do, let her do it. I don't give a shit.
If it makes her feel good, fine.
Right.
I'm not here to knock her, but the fact is,
right,
we're getting off topic.
It's a very cosmetic industry.
But that's not the point here. The point here is we had someone who is her friend. We had someone who is supposed to be a fucking professional,
and it's
now hold on.
It's not really a cosmetic industry anymore. Really, like again, like. I heard Tiffany Stratton talk about it a certain way, like I needed,
again, let me.
That doesn't really matter anymore.
Let me switch gears a bit here.
If I was just like, hey, I'm gonna get a nose job, it's like the same fucking thing.
Okay,
hey,
but that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is it's a professional. Let me switch gears a bit. Couple WrestleManias ago, we had the Tiffany Stratton incident with her and Charlotte, and it got personal. Let's just say what it was. It got very personal, and it got nasty because she made a fucking comment, and Tiffany wasn't going to back down to fucking Charlotte, and she made a fucking comment back. Was it right? No. Can some people argue that Tiffany Stratton absolutely had a right to fucking give it back as well as she got it? Yes. Did Charlotte have the right to go there with her fucking... No, she didn't. It is what it is. But for this to be a person that's supposed to be your fucking friend, and then try to justify by saying, "Well, sometimes, I go a little far." That's fucking shitty, right? Yeah, and again, this is another instance. And again, I don't know a Rebecca Quinn, I don't know Seth Rollins, I don't know them, but this is another instance of that somebody from that couple doing something shitty.
Yeah,
Here we go. What's this?
In front of a crowd in Chicago, and they were booing so loud, it like rattled me.
What would Chicago, guys? What would you like me to say? Man, this is really cool because here's the thing: Tiffany could win.
It was so intense.
Oh yeah, I remember that
I wasn't 2 steps ahead.
You may be the queen inside of the ring, but outside of the ring, you ain't the queen of shit. What are you saying? I can't hear you, Tiffany. It's so squeaky.
She stepped on Tiffany in a way that wasn't good for the story, and I think that put Tiffany on notice. And there were some real personal things that were said.
When I beat you at WrestleMania, Charlotte, you're gonna be just like you are outside of the ring. Alone. What is that record? Like what? 0
I think Kaiser was definitely in the DM.
Was all of that unscripted?
Yeah, because look how that turned out. Kaiser was probably in the DM.
The back end. Yeah, more like the go home lines of like after they move the shit out of
Okay.
Apparently it was the divorce line that sent her over the edge. She's upset. It obviously wasn't written in the promo.
So
okay, so tell me what. Okay, hold on. Tell me what you disagreed with.
There's only 10 seconds left.
Okay.
Obviously not how we do this.
Yeah.
Right. So she needs to go to Charlotte and apologize.
That has to have been.
And they need to get on the same page.
That's Triple H in that moment. Well, that's not how we do this.
So okay, tell me what you disagree with.
Well, I disagree because you were saying that.
Well, come on.
You were saying that she asked for it, that she was giving it to Tiffany, but you see right there where she was being horribly booed.
Hold on.
That's not. She didn't say something, and Tiffany went, "Oh, hey, by the way, you're 0-3."
So So if you go back in that rivalry, the promo from the week before, Charlotte went in and stepped all over fucking Tiffany, like she fucking really gave it to her, and Tiffany in rebuttal was not gonna like if it continued that way, you would have had Charlotte strong arming Tiffany Stratton. And again, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, that was a dirty line. That was a fucking dirty line, especially for something that the beautiful thing about Punk and fucking and Rollins, and the beautiful thing about go even further back, go to Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins when they had their fucking feud. They agreed on all of the fucking things they were going to say.
I don't want to put this in the women are sensitive category, but again, there hasn't been a situation with two women like this to just go out there and just talk. Like a situation. Like I'm pretty sure that's what happened, and I'm not trying to say like there was probably something that was talked about beforehand. There's probably stuff that got brought out in that moment. And
well, again, they said it. They said the go home.
You guys are you're right about one thing. You never had China versus Stephanie
McMahon. There's never been a situation like this, and again.
But see, okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to two of the most famous fucking heated rivalry in wrestling and WWE: Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart and Sunny Days, right?
Yep.
There's a line you don't fucking cross.
Wait, hold on, Jacob. Dan, I'm going to tell you this right now, though. Shawn Michaels brought it upon himself for Bret Hart to cross that line.
Well,
no, and I'm with you.
You wouldn't have even in the Divas era, you wouldn't have fucking Beth Phoenix and Natalya go out there like this. That would never happen.
But that's what I'm saying. Is Tiffany justified when Charlotte took liberties the week before?
I don't think. Again, it's a tough. Again, it's touchy subject because we're getting into plastic surgery about the face. We're getting into cosmetic shit. I've never had my tits done. I've never had my balls done. I've never had my
your tits look great.
done.
I just want you to know.
I know. Again, they don't need to be done. They're fine. They're 32 negative A. But that's the thing. I've never, again, I could see from Charlotte's perspective, her friend coming at her, and being like, okay, this is, again, Trips needs to be on here more. I hate how Trips dips out because Trips, has a great fucking perspective. Because again, I don't know, I'm asking Trips, is it more I don't know, let me rephrase it. Do you think they this is a situation they should have beforehand talked to each other?
Yeah, I think it needs to be aired out. But to your point about your testicular enhancements, that would be something that's private and not visible to the public. For Charlotte to think that any modification she makes to herself isn't going to be visible week to week when she's on television is a little questionable.
Yeah, mute yourself.
But she can't just show up one day and everybody sees this. She's had her nose done or her lips done or she's had her breasts done and think no one's going to talk about it. And so I think if it's out there for public consumption, I think you have to expect it's going to be discussed. It would have been nice for her to go, hey, is there anything off limits? Do you have is there a hard no list? But in the heat of the moment, I think it's unreasonable to expect that what you put out there for consumption by the masses is not going to be used in a work.
But shouldn't you be able to expect your friend not to do that? Shouldn't you expect your me and Gerard and Jacob, we're close, right? We talk every week. We do a show, but I would expect them to understand. Like, look, man, I'm telling you guys because I love you. We're gonna go out there and do a promo on each other. Please don't bring this up. This is my personal. You know how I feel about this stuff.
No, I get it. That's why I think I agree with Jacob. It should have been talked about before. Yeah. But I think in the heat of the moment, when you're slinging back and forth, I think it's easy for something to go for some, no pun intended, low hanging fruit.
Well, here's the thing too, and you guys will understand this is in the Vince McMahon era, we always heard how every word was scripted, and only a certain few performers
bark like a dog.
Script. The Rock, John Cena, people like that.
Bark like a dog.
When you go off script on something and it catches the bosses off guard, you better make sure what you went off script with was worth going off script with.
You gotta tell about Charlotte's dead brother. You have to tell her to lunge across the table.
My thing about that was what they went off scripted worth going off script for? Absolutely.
It definitely brought more eyes to that match, but in the same breath, it wasn't.
You get too personal sometimes, and listen, unless you're living underneath a rock, Charlotte Flair has augmentations and stuff like that.
But who's fucking look? Either people are going to like it or they don't. But whose fucking business is it?
But we've also talked about people bringing up other people's dead fathers, and where's the line?
Right. Hey, but it's like.
But we also talked about.
Hey, hold on. It's like when Stephanie and China both had it done too, and they made fun of it. They made light of it.
And maybe
they body shaming them.
But maybe it was a different era, and it was a very unapologetic era. But they also were okay with that. You never had China.
And just imagine how sad it would have been if fucking China and Stephanie were just out there for 20 minutes, just shitting on each other about, you know what I mean?
It's the one promo we never got that we all wanted.
No, it didn't.
What would they have talked about? Yeah.
What would have been accomplished?
No, I'm just saying
how shitty their circumstances were. Yeah.
I'm saying is you get a promo like that. Maybe that could have been a promo to where it settles it between those two in the eyes of the public. Today,
no, fuck that. I don't need the public to settle. That's between them. It goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Someone's personal life, but go back to Matt, Jeff, and Lita. I'm sorry, Matt, Edge, and Lita. It should have never been dumped in the public, and I blame Matt for that. Because Matt went on the internet and he put out the and he was hurt.
He was definitely the agitator in that one. He was definitely
and I get it. He was hurt. I understand that. But the fact is,
you're not. His time.
But the facts of the matter are, he made a decision and took that out of their hands. He didn't give them the option. He called a fucking WWE program back in the day when podcasting was really starting. Bite this. And he humiliated her on live or live over the web, right? And he put their shit out on his fucking website, and he did all this horrible stuff, put the text messages out. That was nobody's fucking business. But see, he felt.
Did he really humiliate Lita, or did he really humiliate Edge in that situation?
He humiliated
himself.
No, because remember, and I want you to play this from the role of a father. Gerard, I want you to look back and think that Amy Dumas is your fucking daughter.
Yep.
And she's going on television every week and they're calling your daughter a whore. And your daughter's a good person, but she's called there every day.
I'd be looking to beat the shit out of Matt. I'd be looking to beat the shit out of him.
Okay, so it wasn't right what he did.
I just said no.
Okay, so let's go back to this. You're crossing that line, right? We talk about wrestling, how it's evolved, and it went from being fucking holds and headlocks and shit like that to motherfuckers sticking motherfuckers' heads in water jugs and shit like that and aquariums. Well, the personal side of it has also gotten to a place it doesn't need to be. I don't need to know what fucking Rhea Ripley's panty fucking size is. I don't need to know what Io Sky's fucking bra size is. I don't need to know what her fucking nip. I don't need to know what fucking. I don't need her to know her fucking her inseam. I don't need to know what her fucking pap smear says. I don't need to know that. What and again, the older I get, the more
You're getting way more graphic than I've seen anyone else.
The older I get, the more I start to understand the old booking.
Pap smear. Wait a minute.
Shut the fuck up.
Hold on. Wait 1 second.
You mentioned it.
I'm going to say one thing, and you know what really got to me this week is some decrepit old man
Vince?
who for almost 30 years gave his body, his sweat, his blood
so
for
not
a
Vince.
certain company, and within 6 months' time, he's forgotten everything he's done for that company and has swallowed the milk of another company. I'm talking about the guy, I'll do anything for a buck, Mick Foley.
Can we finish the topic at hand before we get to that shit?
Milk. I want to go back to swallow the milk. What?
Hold on. No, because we've talked about this already, and you can.
No, can we go back and you put emphasis on that? He said, "Swallowed the milk."
Listen, Mick Foley is going to do what he wants, and I'm not a fan of Mick Foley. I'm not a fan of him trying to throw a political stance out there when he was good to take that man's money. He was good to take Vince's money all those years. He was good to take Vince's money when Vince had Donald Trump at WrestleMania. All of a sudden, now the man's fucking we can go into the whole fucking semantics of the bullshit and how it doesn't make sense. How
So wait, because Vince leaves the company and Vince ain't giving him the paycheck anymore. Now all of a sudden, what the freaking company does is bad. Hey Mick, you know what? You sold out to the one thing you used to always complain about that you would never sell out to.
I mean, Mick has always been Mick. I met Mick Foley one time. It was 2012. It was outside of a WWE live event in Tucson, Arizona. And the main event for that fucking was Kane versus CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. And everyone wanted AJ Lee to come out during that event. And every single, and AJ Lee just skipped around the ring for 2 seconds, and that was the biggest pop of the night. No one cared about Alex Riley. No one cared about Zack Ryder. No one cared about Kurt Hawkins. None of those fucking jobbers. And again, but I met Mick Foley coming out of that arena, and I said, man, I'm the biggest fan ever. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm starting a Lifetime movie. And then I started to proceed to talk about Lifetime movies with Mick Foley. And now I want to let
fucking weird.
Okay, yeah, so if Mick Foley, there you go. That answers your fucking thing, Gerard. Mick Foley is willing to sell out to the Lifetime channel.
And he's willing to talk to a 13-year-old kid about Lifetime movies. So
Gerard, I get that.
I'll tell you this right now. In 2026, just like in 1996, he doesn't spend $1 on wardrobe.
Okay, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But
what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? Look, Gerard, if
my shirt costs more than his wardrobe.
Here's the deal: if you're gonna dislike Mick Foley, great. Then dislike Mick Foley. I could give two fucks. All right, you can do. I'm not a big fan of Mick Foley, but I'm not a fan of Mick Foley because I think some of his stances are hypocritical. And the reason I say that
nowadays are.
I say that because you're talking about a guy who would gladly accept a paycheck from WWE over the years, and never had a problem with the fact that they were all like fucking. They put fucking Trump in the fucking Hall.
They put Trump in the Hall of Fame while he was employed. The same year he got inducted.
And they did all that, whatever. Okay, they did that. My issue with that, what we've been getting at, is the double fucking standard. We're going back and forth. How is it okay for one person to do this, but then you bring up the fucking shit with Lita? No. Okay, but it's not right across the fucking board. Let's just say let's be honest. It's not right across the board.
The line between personal and professional. You don't see that line in any other aspect of entertainment
You really
other
don't.
than professional wrestling. Okay,
You really don't. And again,
what I was getting at earlier, and as I talk about getting older, talking about because like again, I'm a history buff when it comes to wrestling. I probably wasted more time watching old wrestling than I ever should have. Watching old promos. I'm always going to be a fan of Tully Blanchard and the way he cut a fucking promo. Nobody cut a promo like Tully Blanchard. Arn Anderson did a great job. Fucking Jim Cornette is one of my favorite fucking sports anything because it's the way the man the way he booked. The way he fucking produced wrestling, just go back and watch some of that old VW stuff. Like the way he got Rico, of all people, he got Rico over like $1 million. Okay, but when I look and I listen to old Jim Cornette, the one thing that I always talk about and I love is how he truly treated it like a business. The heels were the fucking heels, the babies were the babies, and you didn't cross lines. Right? Talking about Stan Lane and talking about Beautiful Bobby. Those guys, they had their character, but then they had their personal life, and never did the two meet, right? They were characters, and they played characters. The greatest gimmick of all time, and I'm talking about gimmick wrestling, not talking about wrestlers, but gimmicks, The Undertaker. For over 30 years, the man kept to kayfabe and kept a gimmick. We didn't know who Mark fucking Calloway is, but we knew who the Dead Man was. And that was a beautiful fucking thing. But here we are now, and all we know fucking Seth's shoe size and what is fucking, he wears thongs or whatever. We know all this shit about Seth Rollins, all this shit about fucking Becky Lynch, all this shit about Charlotte. I don't care about their personal lives. What I care about is I care about what they produce in the ring. I care about how serious they take a business that I love as a fan and how they fucking perform for me as entertainers.
It sucks because I really wish there would be better managers in wrestling now because you say Seth Rollins is this great wrestler. He's really not.
I'm not saying he's a great wrestler. I think that he's this generation's Triple H.
It really came down to the way they're presenting the vision to be. If Seth Rollins was with Paul Heyman in his fucking prime, it would have been fucking beautiful.
No, I don't think Jacob. I don't think that the vision would have been. The vision was doomed to fail.
No, I'm talking about Paul Heyman talking for a prime Seth Rollins. It would have been fucking great.
I think not that there's egos against each other. I don't think that they would have meshed well. I think that Paul did a really good job.
Seth Rollins sucks balls. But if you really get a good fucking manager, you can sell a really great character. And again, I was watching fucking promos from The Missing Link. If anyone knows about The Missing Link,
I remember The
Missing Link. That's old school, man. That was fucking great. And you can't sell a character like that nowadays, and it's.
I want to put you guys on like. So last week you were talking to me about my son, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I can get on him. He could sell a pair of shoelaces to a shoe store. Because that's the way he comes off.
They need laces.
My thing is, okay, no, shoe stores are already supposed to have laces in them.
I know.
That's what I told him.
So what I'm saying to you is, but he couldn't sell you anything to do with the real world. He's a good salesman for stuff that nobody ever needs, but he could sell you it. In professional wrestling right now, all across the board, the sell, the art of the sell, to me is gone.
Okay,
the sell is gone. It's gone.
Let me argue that point with you. Okay, I'm going to argue.
Well, what else is fucking new?
That's what we do. That's what we do best. I look.
Jacob, get the figures. Mommy and Daddy are going to fight.
No, shut the fuck. Don't you dare get the figures. Leave the figures alone.
Have a good conversation. I'll interrupt Dan before he gets on this because again, listen, you can look at the fucking great managers of wrestling. You look at the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, Ernie Roth, man. You look at promos, he's selling Ken Patera as a fucking formidable champion. He's selling Ken Patera. Now, if you look at
think about how Bobby Heenan sold Ken Patera.
Yeah, if you look at Kempatera promos,
Okay,
man, Kempatera.
so y'all are right. But we don't have managers for every wrestler to sell. Now we're talking about the art of the sell. And I want to get back on track to what one of the topics we were going to talk about today. We have All In coming up. It's going to be in Wembley.
Wait, before we talk about All In, we got to talk about Dynamite that just happens Wednesday night.
I understand that, but we're talking about the art of the sell, right?
Yep.
We had Forbidden Door. I would say that Swerve Strickland match, and I think you would agree with me, that Swerve Strickland match with Will Ospreay was just top notch, right?
It was peak.
Okay. We have a man in Will Ospreay who has come back from a neck surgery, and in all honesty, probably in fucking even go back to 2025 or 2010, he probably couldn't have come back from. But we've come so far with medical science that he's having some of the best matches of his career. Oh, Jesus. You're talking about the art of the sell. We have a storyline where he has joined a group called the Death Riders and how they have strengthened him not just physically, but mentally. And you can talk all this shit you want, but if you're going to tell me, Gerard, and if you're actually doing your homework and watching the fucking programs like you should, that Will Ospreay is not selling, then you're wrong. I'll say it here. You are wrong. That Will Ospreay is doing a damn good job at what he's putting out there right now.
I'm going to put you like this, okay? He's going into All In his backyard.
Yeah.
If he wasn't doing that job, he's a moron.
But you said that. Wait. But you're saying selling doesn't exist, and the man is selling.
What I'm saying is this, okay? He's selling going into the pay-per-view, which, like I told you, he's gonna win it. 6 weeks from now, he's gonna win that. He's gonna win it. Isn't that sad that we know what's gonna happen 6 weeks from now?
But you were literally just talking about selling.
What I'm saying is the sell is the fact of not knowing you're gonna win it. But everybody and their brother knows he's going to win.
That's not what Gerard.
Yes,
that's not.
No, hey, sell me on the fact. Sell me that there's doubt in your mind that you're not going to win it. Make me believe that you're not going to win it. That's the sell. I know you're going to win it today. Today's July 10th. July 10th, I know you're freaking winning. I'm sorry, July 11th. July 11th, 2026. I know you're winning it All In. I know it today. And All In 6 months, 6 weeks away.
Okay.
my thing is for you to sell me today that you're not going to
listen to me. So I'm going to go back. Okay, Kenny Omega just won the AEW World Championship from MJF.
Yep.
Now MJF beat, and we talk. But this is not turning this into the booking yourself into a corner thing. This is hear me out.
Yep.
MJF beat Hangman Adam Page in a match where now Hangman Adam Page allegedly can never challenge for the AEW title again, right?
Yep.
He faced Kenny Omega in a match of that similar ilk, that if Kenny didn't win, he could never challenge again for the AEW World title. There were a lot of people seeing that they've actually done this stipulation. They did it once with Cody, and now they did it with...
And I told you how they could change the wording on that.
And you're right. But they're but people believe that Kenny, with his age,
stroke,
no, stop. This is not about listen to me. We're talking about this. We're looking at wrestlers. Let's not talk about EVPs. We're talking about wrestlers. We're talking about the fact that we have a guy in Kenny Omega whose years in front of him are not nearly as many as the years behind him.
Oh no, he's on the downside of 30. Let's just put it that way.
Still puts on great matches, but he's clearly on the towards the end. He's closer to the end of his career than the beginning of his career.
Listen, I ain't gonna argue with that.
Okay, put on a hell of a match. They had a hell of a match on free TV. They had it. It was over, and he won.
Yep.
There's your sell right there. No one knew if he was going to win that match because it could have been the end with everything that's happened with him.
They had a counter program, CM Punk.
That match was already booked before CM Punk even showed up on Monday.
But I guarantee you, if CM Punk doesn't come out and win that title, Kenny Omega probably doesn't win Wednesday night.
But he did.
Because they had to steal away from the CM Punk.
So wait, hold on. So is that any different than anything WWE's? I don't believe that. I think Kenny. Okay, so here's the deal. Kenny Omega. A lot of people want to see him against Ospreay at All Out or All In. That's what a lot of people. I'm not one of those people.
You know what's going to happen at All Out is going to be Kenny. It's going to be Will Ospreay versus MJF, and who's going to win at All Out?
We don't know because everybody wants to see Will Ospreay against Kenny Omega. A lot of people really want to see that match. A lot of people really want to see Kenny Omega against Will Ospreay. The fans are divided. I promise you. The fans are divided between some people wanting Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay and some people wanting MJF.
Nobody agrees with me. Holy shit.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I will say this. I do think Kenny would have still won it, but I really believe they would have done it at Redemption. I don't think they would have done it
so early.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the fact of you counter program WWE, okay? Just try
and to that argument, WWE literally changes shows and moves stuff around to counter AEW.
I'm going to tell you this. One of the things that really got me yesterday about SmackDown last night, because I was getting told about it, 7,000 people in a building that seats 18,000.
Yeah.
I said, like I said to this person, what you're seeing, could you be seeing a ticket price backlash right now?
We've been calling that for over a week. No, we've been calling that for over a year.
Yeah.
And if you look back, AEW, we just bought tickets, better prices, offering more.
You just said $500 for front and second row.
Did I tell you all? Because it's not. We bought VIP. Would you like to know what comes with that?
You already said it.
What did I say?
Everything but the kitchen sink.
So would you not agree that that's a hell of a fucking deal?
For WWE Raw in Dallas coming up. Oh, this weekend.
This weekend.
Second, not even second row. Row A. Hang on. Floor seats. 2 of them. $629 each before fees. No VIP experience. No food. No nothing. No parking. $629 each.
Well, and what I say about that is this.
What you gonna do, brother? What you got for me? Tell me.
And I'm saying like this. That is right now, unfortunately, for the fans of WWE, who are
on the same seats for AEW.
And that's just a Raw.
No, that's just for a Raw. So we're going to go watch Collision and Dynamite. So I want. Hold on, Gerard. Hold on. I'm gonna really back.
Is it in the same building? Same building?
No, I want you to go to the same the same like area of seats for AEW and tell me what the price is for the seats that you went and checked for Raw. Because what
building are you going to be seeing in?
It's in Allen,
Pennsylvania, Allen, Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. My question to you is this. Okay.
The credit union building, the event center.
My thing to you is this. Okay. When you don't have the problem of $1 billion overhanging your head, it's a great problem to have. We don't have to care about what we sell our seats for because we have $1 billion already in without putting on a freaking match.
Does it make it right?
I never will say that.
Hold on.
What is it?
So, regular seats without all that, and these would be the third row. They are $241 a piece.
And listen, and I'm going to say it to you like this: WWE's downfall right now is their freaking ticket prices. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't paying to go see that shit. What I'm watching on TV isn't even worth me going into the building.
So Jim Ross, and I wish Jim Ross all the luck.
I was hoping you bring up a name because I will say this.
Hold on, because he's having brain surgery. I want to just say I wish you all the best, Mr. Ross.
That's what I'm going to say, that we should show up, because I'm going to tell you, we can all say one thing. For the latter part of for the last 30 years, he's been the voice of professional wrestling.
I would agree with that.
Michael Cole has filled in admirably, but Michael Cole is not no JR, and just I'm sorry to say, it's just like JR was no Bobby Heenan.
Well, none of them were Gordon Soley, but that's neither here nor there.
Or Gorilla Monsoon either.
But what I'm getting at is your Jim Ross once said, your job is to put butts in seats.
Period.
No matter what the price is, no matter what you're selling, your job isn't to make up the ticket prices. Your job is not to do this. Each ticket could cost $10 million, but your job as a performer is to put butts in seats, right?
Yep.
So, this is really taking it back to the beginning of the show. You tell me what WWE has done to put butts in seats. Well, even if, you can argue that AEW is giving us, because we got the VIP experience, right? They're giving us extra incentives. We get to take photos with the fucking AEW belt. We get to do all this other stuff that's going to be great. Now, tell me this. What is WWE doing to put butts in seats? Because AEW, we're talking numbers, is doing it.
It seems to me, and you'll understand,
for a third of the cost.
When you have the money that they have the upfront cost right now. It's almost like they could give a shit about the fan, because every time you hear Nick Khan talk, every time you hear them, we're pricing to the market. What freaking market you talking? Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Wait a minute, I'm going to tell you this right now. And in all honesty, the greatest performer in probably country music history is $140 to see this guy in freaking person.
Calm down.
I'm sorry to tell you.
There's a vein bulging in your neck. Calm down.
And I'm sorry to tell you, WWE right now couldn't hold a coffee candle to this freaking guy.
Listen to me. Listen, you're not answering my question, because you're our resident WWE guy, right? You defend them a lot. And I'm not saying for good or bad or whatever. You do defend them, and you defend them against the company that I like and I prefer. I'm bringing you the facts. This is what they've given us. This is what the fan experience is going to be. This is the price of the ticket, and this is the performers that are putting on a show. Okay? Now, hold on. I'm going to let you respond. I promise. I'm going to get to see probably Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay, MJF, Christian Cage, whatever. I'm going to get to see that because we're going to see Collision and Dynamite. We're going to see a hell of a card. They're going to pay for our food, all for less of a price than going to WWE and sitting there and, in my opinion, them putting on a less entertaining show. So tell me, why will you not say, hey, you know what? AEW's on the right path as far as cost, and clearly they're doing something right, because more people are wanting to go see an AEW show, even if it is to say the ticket price is fine. We can concede that. But what I'm saying is, why can't you concede at least this one time that there's on an upswing? If WWE can't even get half of the building filled of a 14,000 seat arena, what is the problem?
Well, first of all, if I had that ticket for the food, you know damn well they'd lose money on that one. They lose money with me. Anywho, what I can say this, okay, and this is, you'll like this. If you're a family of four and you got two companies coming to your town, AEW is the company to go to because you can afford it. Regardless of which ones you like better, go to AEW because that's what you can afford. WWE has become, sad part is, more expensive than Disney World. That's pathetic. Because, think about it like this. I can sit at home and watch it for free. But you want me to pay more than going to Disney World for one night? I can be in Disney World at least for 12 hours in a day. You're talking about a show that lasts for 4 hours.
Okay, but let's argue that too. SummerSlam is going to be 2 nights, and what you've seen as of late in their 2-night shows, is it even more? Okay, so that's now it's more than 1 night, which was your complaint there. Now it's 2 nights, and it's just as bad. WrestleMania, let's call it what it was. It was a stinker. The only match that was worth a damn on WrestleMania this year was fucking CM Punk versus Roman Reigns.
So can you say right now, and like somebody bring it up to me the other day, have they got to the point to where fans are waiting for the discount? Because we know it's coming. We know it's coming. Fans have gotten to the point they're waiting for the discount to kick in and say, you know what? I'm going to wait for the discount to come in. Because, for WrestleMania, they did the 25% off all tickets.
They were forced to do that because they weren't selling out. Right. And then remember, you and I talked about it at Wrestle.
Yeah, so
we talked about WrestleMania.
Have you gotten the smart fans to say, you know what? I can book my hotel. I can book my flight. I'll wait for them to drop the ticket prices. Because now, mind you, the other scenario in this is there ain't freaking shit in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let's just put it out there.
And that's great,
nothing.
but you're
okay. There ain't nothing.
We're talking about We're talking about a company who's trying to make their big four as. Is he okay?
They're trying to make it a fan experience.
But they're trying to turn their big four like
into a fan
SummerSlam,
experience,
like WrestleMania. But how can they do that, Gerard? If even WrestleMania itself isn't worth the fucking the paper that they're fucking printing the tickets on.
Dan, the only way to do it is have some compelling matches. Now listen.
What you just said. Time out. What you just said. Have some compelling matches. Now, I am not.
I know you like Baron Corbin coming back last night. I know you like.
I like Baron Corbin, but it does nothing for me. But I'm going to say this: you said compelling matches. I am not the WWE fan here. I watch it. There's some things I like. I still like Jacob Fatu. I mean, Baron Corbin's cool. I got no beef with Baron Corbin. But you, as the WWE fan earlier, were like, "What is compelling about CM Punk and Cody Rhodes? What is compelling about Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns?" You're the WWE defender here. Give me something. Make me believe that they're going to. This. You know what? We're turning it around. We're turning it around.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this right now, and this might come to shock you. What I watched on Monday, what I watched last night, these guys, they're not making me believe because it seems like they don't believe what they're talking about anymore.
Okay.
And we've said it all the time. And this is where I'll give AEW credit. At least those guys make you believe what they're talking about. These guys lately have not made you believe what they're talking about because it looks like it's coming. It looks like the script just falls out of the sky into their hands. It's like, no, stop reading from the damn script. Make me believe that you believe what you're talking about. At least
that, you know what? I think we have
you believe what they're talking about right now.
We've made some headway here because I believe that MJF truly believes that he's the greatest wrestler in the world and everybody else is a piece
I'm going
of
to put
shit.
you like this, and I said to somebody the other day, MJF is Roddy Piper without the ability in the ring.
But he's not bad in the ring.
No, but he's not Piper in the ring either.
I would agree with that. But I'm saying this. You know how much I have shit on Darby Allin, right? I have shit on Darby Allin.
I won't change my opinion on him, so don't worry about it.
Fine. Watching the match, and she sat there and she watched it with me, so I'm not.
He's on a suicide mission. I don't want to watch.
Hold on, it wasn't even that. The fucking Darby can wrestle. Look, I don't like Darby.
He's 150 freaking.
Listen to me. Listen.
How do you make that look believable?
I'm not gonna sit here and fucking blow fucking Darby Allin. Let me finish. I watched the fucking Darby Allin versus MJF match, right? Half of that match is MJF. MJF made me a believer in Darby Allin. So for him to go out there, and again, you and I both know that here's the big secret. I'm about to blow everybody's fucking mind. I'm going to say this. Wrestling is scripted, right? We get that, right? But the heels are the ones that carry the fucking match. There's no one can sit there and tell me they don't because the heels are the ones that are responsible and do the heavy lifting, right?
Dan, here's the problem with that is, okay? When you have a guy who's 150 pounds soaking wet, let's just say what it is. He's 150 pounds soaking wet and probably not an ounce over. How do you make this guy seem like he fought a guy I watched one night? The guy was 312 pounds. He was wrestling.
Yeah, he fought Brody King, and I get that.
How do you make that freaking believable?
I know, and this is the thing. I have shit on Darby Allin, And I have shit on Darby Allin, But you know what? I sat there and I watched a guy make him look amazing. And I'm not Darby Allin did a good job. Hold on. Listen, you talked about MJF's quality in the ring compared to Roddy Piper, right? Great. MJF made me a believer in Darby Allin, and that's his job. His job is to go out there and make me believe that he's going to lose to Darby Allin.
Listen, Jake the Snake Roberts and Rick Martel in a blindfold match. Okay, they did a blindfold match. These two professionals made it look great.
Okay, so you're going to you're changing the subject again. Fine.
No, I'm saying
both companies are guilty of this because you just watched it a couple of weeks ago with Jey Uso and Obafemi. How the hell does Obafemi mop the floor with Brock Lesnar and then go on to take a beating from Jey Uso? Both companies are guilty of it.
It's just not something from a couple weeks ago. Like I told you, I watched Hulk Hogan fight Johnny Rhodes. Like, who the hell is Johnny Rhodes? And he took
if you want to go back, Ric Flair once said when he was traveling the territories, it is my job to go to each territory and face their top guy. And even if that guy does not belong in the ring with me, if that guy couldn't lace up my boots, I have to make that crowd believe that man
has
is
a
the
chance.
Greatest. I have to make that crowd believe that's the greatest wrestler in that territory.
Yeah,
that's my job. He said I had wrestled plenty of guys who didn't deserve to be in the ring with me, but it was my job. It wasn't his job to make that justification. It was his job to get them over.
When he says that, let me ask you this: he says they didn't deserve to be in the ring with him, but to those guys, how many of those guys believe that Ric Flair didn't deserve to be in the ring?
None of them, because Ric Flair and the time of the territories, when they put the NWA World Championship on you, that meant something. Those letters back then. I'm like no knocking Billy Corgan, but back then, with the letters NWA meant something.
Because I'll tell you this right now, and you'll believe this.
Will I?
Would you believe Ricky Steamboat's a better wrestler than Ric Flair?
100%. Now,
but Ricky Steamboat could not be on the mic.
Here's the deal. Ric Flair is a better showman than anybody I've ever seen and they ever touch a mic, and no one will ever touch him. I'm sorry, I don't always agree with Ric Flair. I don't always like what the shit Ric Flair says, but Ric Flair is the greatest fucking showman. I would argue he's better on the mic. Oh, he's better on the mic than Hulk Hogan ever was, but he wasn't the spectacle. That's the difference between him and Hogan. So moving up to now, and
okay, so let me ask you this: could he lace Shawn's boots in the ring?
I think Ric Flair, because he had a style that could do it, could wrestle anybody. It would be the same fucking match every night, but he could wrestle anybody.
Okay, you know what? I'm glad you just said that because that's your AEW.
In your opinion, but you haven't. Have you actually watched it? Other than the times you criticize it and you go to bed.
If I took out any one guy and put another guy in the same match, that's what it is. Because they have their scripts. I'm saying to you, that's my biggest problem with that company. You can take out anybody from one match, put the other guy in, and it's the same match.
You're going to tell me that the match that they had in that steel cage, that circular cage with 6-on-6 was the same match? There's no way.
They pull a rabbit out of their ass every now and then.
Hey, that match that fucking MJF had with Darby Allin, no, that was an amazing match. The match hold on. The match.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this right now. MJF could have that match with anybody else. Put it this way. It's too scripted. That's my problem.
You're going to tell me that again.
Go off course just a little bit. Make me believe that every match is not rinse, wash, repeat.
Okay. Tekla, a female wrestler who I didn't like for the longest time. I was like over the gimmick. I wasn't interested. She won me over with her match with Starlight Kid. She just, again, you're saying this, but I would argue they're not. And I think that 90% of people would tell you that if they watched an AEW match, if they watched AEW in general, they watch any kind of AEW programming and watch these guys have their matches. Kenny Omega had a match with MJF on fucking Dynamite. It was amazing.
He won the title.
Yeah, and it was a great match.
Because okay, so if I could book myself into winning a match, because
booking or not, okay, whatever. We may disagree on what you may think that they're using stroke to get what they want. It doesn't change the fact.
Wait a minute,
really
hold on. Wait, there's one thing I got to bring up. I got to answer this, Andy. Flair was a showman, but not the best on the mic. I think you need to reverse that, because I'll tell you this right now: the Nature Boy, in his prime, there was nobody who could touch him on the.
Well, you could also argue that Piper was better than him on the mic.
Put it this way: coming out and telling people how do you say it? My outfit is worth more than your house.
My shoes cost more than your house. I have spent more money on spilled liquor from one side of this country to the other.
I'm saying
than you make in a year.
His promos, okay? His promos.
Okay, but you know what? I'm thinking about this. You know what, Adrian? Much. I don't.
No,
when he got passionate,
he was the best on the mic. Not much of a showman.
Okay, Shawn Michaels was passionate on the mic. I wouldn't say he's a better promo than Flair, but I will say this: much like his wrestling, which is all cookie cutter, Flair had the same match 1,000 times. I'm sorry, it was the same match. Okay, his promos were the same. Let's be honest. Ric Flair's promos. We're really talking about this, right? Ric Flair's promos were the same promos. Insert Space Mountain here.
I'm not disagreeing. Shawn Michaels in the ring, we'll put it on, was a better showman than Ric Flair.
Oh yeah, I read promo. Yeah, Shawn Michaels is better than Ric. You're right. You know what? I can admit when I think I'm wrong. I can admit that. Yeah, I would.
Listen, but Shawn Michaels was not on the mic nearly what Ric Flair was.
But now that I think about it, I don't think that Flair was as great on the mic as we're remembering. Hear me out. Time out before you fucking lose your shit. I could argue that Dusty had some better lines than fucking Flair.
Here's the thing.
I could argue that your favorite
Dusty could pull one out of his ass, but Ric Flair was more constant. That's what I'm saying.
But he was the same. He was the same concept over and over. I'm rich. I'm Space Mountain. Wheeling, dealing, limousine riding.
The promo where he's dropping the elbow on the jacket and shit like that. Ric Flair was more spontaneous than a lot of these other guys.
Ric Flair could have been on meth at times. Okay, that's.
Yeah, like you think I am, but I'm just saying like this. The class today, and we can both agree on this. The class of the promo today have flunked that class. I don't know how many.
No,
times.
hold on. I would argue that Roman and Punk put on some great promos.
Like I just said to you, to do it one or two times is great.
I would argue that again. I would argue that MJF.
I'm saying the guys who can do it today are a dime a dozen compared to what I grew up watching. With the guys who I grew up watching,
I'm gonna look some stuff up, and I want you to listen to it. Okay, I'm going to, and again, this is going to be your homework, because you're not going to watch AEW as a fan. You're just going to shit on it and give me shit. I'm going to send you the current Christian Cage promos. I'm going to send you the worst shit that he said, and I understand there's crossing a line. I get that. But if you don't watch those and say, "Oh, I want this motherfucker to get his face crushed in,"
I've always been a Christian fan because I worked with him before he was a.
And I get that. What I'm saying is, but the character, the patriarch character, where he goes, if he were to walk up to you and say, "Gerard, I understand that you have a father, and your father is dead. I'll be your father." And again, like the shit he says, the shit he does, if it doesn't give you a visceral feeling, you want to punch that motherfucker in the throat and beat him to death with his own shoes.
He's finally allowing himself to show what he always learned.
And I get that, but see, last week we talked about Christian Cage, or maybe a week after that, but we talked about Christian Cage, and you were so quick to say that he does the same gimmicks, which tells me you're not giving AEW a legitimate view and chance.
But AEW, the reason why Christian Cage is why he is.
100%, Adrian. Right now,
you're going to tell me that. You're going to tell me that his travels haven't made him finally the best.
No, I'm not saying that. I agree with you, but I also think that, look, I'll be the first to admit that Tony Khan does not have the machine behind him that WWE does. He has money. Tony Khan has more money than Davy Crockett, 100%. That man has money. But being a student of the game, the Jim Crockett promotions, the ECWs, the WCWs, the original Ring of Honors, all these things, New Japan, Stardom, all these things that have influenced Tony Khan have shown him to allow these people to get over. He has to go back to the past and allow them to get over as themselves.
I'm going to say one thing. Christian Cage is not an underrated wrestler. He's underrated on the mic.
No, I would argue with, and I would agree with Adrian. His skill in the ring, even at his age, has gotten better.
He's always been the same wrestler. His skills on the mic have finally.
No, okay. Have you? You need to do the fucking required reading and the required homework.
No, Dan. He's always been a good wrestler from WWE to TNA to AEW. He's always been a good wrestler.
I would argue
his
he was
mic skills. He's learned how to play.
And I feel like you just want to argue. He has always been a good hand. No pun intended. He's always been a good hand. He's become a very good hand now.
Yeah, because his mic skills finally caught up with his in-ring work. He's always been good in the ring.
I swear this man just wants to fucking argue with me to argue.
When he was part of the Brood, when he was just him and Edge, I'm saying he's always had good. When he was champion, he's always had good in-ring work. His mic work was never there. His mic work is.
I'm going to send you these. You better watch these fucking videos I send you.
Jesus, I'm giving him a credit, and you're telling me no. He's finally got caught up to his in-ring work with his mic work.
I think we need to bring back the dolls.
All of you Marks have been listening to the Marks Podcast on YouTube.